In a world of chaos, some things never change.
For example, see narration.
That good will always win. That love conquers all.
Citation needed. Considering what we know about Liberty, I can't decide if Budweiser should be grateful for the product placement or suing for the problematic association. If Vaught is all about branding, I'm kind of shocked they went with crimson as their Countess color of choice for fighting the Reds. Discordant music plays while Homelander twitches and has a f***ed up flashback cliche.
They love the f*** out of you.
Well, yeah, you're at discount D23. This is essentially Homelander's mega church, so of course the congregation is rooting for him. Congrats on the MCU allegory, but some of these titles could have been way cleverer for the tens of us nerds who pause this shit to actually read it. I mean, this one is literally just A-Train into the multiverse. This one just replaces the X-Men with G-Men and wait, does that say f***ing Nightlight? That's a joke I made in the last video. Damn it, either the show writers are stealing from my videos before I've made them, or the master computer needs to make this simulation more believable.
I mean, if I was as bad as they say, then I shouldn't be alive, right? I mean, it's a true blue miracle.
I see your Sesame Street reference from 1996 and raise you one incredulous eyebrow that suspects that this was shoehorned in so that Huey would make the, hey, Compound V is also blue connection. Also waiting 5 whole episodes to finally bring Simon Pegg out of his damn coma. But I guess at least we'll have the rest of the season to enjoy the Pegg's presence, right?
Give him the V?
Well, yeah, Huey, that's usually how babies are made.
I thought that's what you wanted. You fell out of your coat. I don't understand.
It's not like it was f***ing labeled. Could have been a shot of blueberry tequila for all she knows. Basically, how this went down is that she saw a container of blue liquid fall out of Huey's pocket, and then she immediately injected it into the coma patient.
Fighting is not how you solve problems.
Why not? That's what you do.
Janine would be excellent at parenting sins.
I am not going to lose another person I love to this superhero shit.
You will. And you know what? It'll happen even quicker if you selfishly insist that the few people willing to fight the superhero shit should stop fighting the superhero shit, Monique.
F***ing hell, it's like a Morgan here.
It is not. Morgues don't have nearly the amount of drugs this room does. And the ones they do have aren't nearly as fun, I've heard.
I'm getting blamed for the murder you did.
I'll call you a but you ain't got the depth or the warmth.
F***ing hell, Butcher. In the name of inappropriate workplace conduct, I can't in good conscience give that a sin removal, but you know, something tells me the sadist in him appreciates the sins even more.
I have found it. The answer to all our prayers.
And what might that be?
A virus that kills soups.
You mean you found the thing that you actually found ages ago and could have mentioned in episode 1, but are only bringing it up now because we need a propellant for the back half of the season? That thing? The thing that won't make any f***ing sense unless you've watched a spinoff? Was it that one?
You see, some clever over at Gondalton University cooked up a bug that latches onto the V in their bloodstream.
Stop trying to make Gen V happen. It's not going to happen.
Now, it ain't juiced enough to kill Homelander.
Wait, f***ing what? Since when? Damn it, every time the show creates something that can threaten Homelander, it's all, oh shucks, but now Homelander won't be as scary. We can't clip his wings that much. Let's just make it not matter anymore.
This is insane and desperate, even for you.
Didn't you open the season by trying to sneak into a presidential election celebration and replace Newman's eye drops with acid? How is this any less insane and desperate than that?
That footage didn't just run itself out of crime analytics. Am I right?
Me still screaming into the void, why doesn't Crime Analytics have security cameras inside the office of Crime Analytics? Also, I guess we're going for a Breaking Bad tension thing here, where A-Train is Walter White and always on the edge of being exposed. Of course, the only difference is that Breaking Bad pulled f***ing emotional witchcraft and somehow had me rooting for Walter right until the end. Newsflash, I'm still not rooting for A-Train.
Stay close, Dominic. This won't take long.
You see, they're doing that thing where the villain gets to keep some dignity by being on casual first-name terms with the prison guard. I love you, Stan Edgar, but you're not Lex Luthor. You should be, but you aren't.
She shot up sweet little Zoe full of V, turned her into a tentacle-mouthed nightmare.
Or as they're otherwise known, children.
How about we get you out of here? Exonerated. And throw in custody of Zoe.
Considering that Zoe probably doesn't want to be separated from her mother, Stan doesn't say, actually, I'll just take the freedom part of the deal. Zoe is adorable, but I have this strange allergy to having my face devoured by Nightmare Squidward.
They have this walking tour that goes to all the spots in the Da Vinci Code.
Enough! We get it. Huey's dad has terrible taste in everything. After 4 seasons, the show is laying this character trait on thick and is just one pet named after a hated pop culture character away from...
You remember when Jar Jar got leukemia?
Damn it, the boys. Also, while we're on the topic of Jar Jar, can we move on from making him the butt of the joke? Especially after the poor guy who played him finally found some redemption in The Mandalorian. We get it, terrible choices were made, but let's find a new cultural punching bag that doesn't have a human behind them, okie day?
But if Victoria wanted to keep her proclivities quiet, it'd be here.
You mean in the first place she knows you'd think to look instead of literally anywhere else? It's weird that you confidently assume this is where the poison will be, and it's weirder still that it f***ing is. Listen, the boys provides plenty of fuel to ramp up the old heart rate, but damn it, if anything does it quite as effectively as watching Butcher's flappy shoes and laces as he navigates stairs. Man's gonna break his own neck before that tumor has a chance to eat his brain. Butcher does something kind, so we'll think he has a heart, even though the show wants us to know he's a bastard, even though we know he has a heart, even though we know he's a bastard with a heart, and yes, he contains f***ing multitudes, we get it. Cliché.
You think I would have known the minute you and your ankle monitor stepped out of that prison?
Is apparently something that none of the CIA agents in the room realized and planned for accordingly.
I don't recall giving you permission to turn my rec room into a virology lab.
Kids.
They want to kill me.
I'm sorry. Are you upset that I betrayed you?
I f***ing love sassy Stan Edgar. Here's a sin for sidelining this beautiful sasshole in prison.
I'm just as excited as you all for this film that is so close to my heart.
Thing Dakota Johnson said on the press tour for Madam Web somehow makes it into the script.
When a white fan streams my movie, see me holding a brand tailor-made to their tastes.
Putting aside the pitch-perfect satire for a second, what the f*** is going on in this movie that would allow for the Deep to suddenly be holding a beverage instead of a top-secret file?
Don't do it. I mean it.
We are a month away from shooting. Built all the sets.
Then why the f*** are Homelander and Ryan only hearing about it now? Wouldn't it be a good idea to let the lead of your new show know that they're the lead of your new show before you're a month out from filming?
It's a Freudian cesspool. Random impulse and deep insecurity.
The 1-star review of my sex tape?
What the hell is...
Beat up f***ing chicken!
Beat up f***ing chicken! Oh, this f***ing show, guys. But also, considering this perfect entry, I guess dramatic timing is one of those universal powers, like super hearing, that even the beat-up chickens get. Finally! But why did it take so f***ing long for Newman to pop one of these boosted roosters?
Said he'd steal all the files you had on me if I gave him Ryan.
Are you f***ing kidding me?
What the f*** is your objection exactly, Starlight? This is a pretty compassionate plan for Butcher. You're talking about saving Ryan, a child, from a life with Homelander in exchange for the evidence you have on Newman that you could probably collect again. This sounds like a Starlight plan.
I noticed you're having a little, projectile dysfunction.
I'm pretty sure the Bechdel test wasn't originally designed to include metaphors, but I feel like the principle stands.
Remember when we said we'd help each other? The leak wasn't Annika, it was me.
A-Train spills his own tea in spectacular fashion, surrounded by super hearing soups and to one of the least reliable people imaginable. Okay, it works out for him in the short term, but damn it, if your only ally is Ashley, why isn't he speeding out of there and shacking up with the boys while he can? We can't really show much of it, but trust us when we say that Huey Sr. has, of course, been given a superpower that mysteriously fits his character and leads to an absolute massacre. I'd just like to know if there was even a chance his power could have been something wholesome, like sensing lost children, curing sick animals, or suddenly being able to do a convincing American accent. Also, the heart he was holding doesn't pass through the wall, but Huey Sr.'s clothes somehow still do, and I can't believe him being naked was off the cards.
Hey, let me take you to dinner. I'm a nice guy. I promise.
Show makes sure we see this guy being an asshole, so we'll feel better about his swift and exacting death sentence. It's great when the punishment fits the crime. Feels like a warm bloodbath washing over me. Also, what we see on screen is Huey Sr. phasing into a man in a hospital bed, resulting in an immediate disemboweling. But what happens to the hospital bed? Did he create a hole in that when he turns solid again? Does his power conveniently bend the metal around him?
You're not Huey. He's 11.
No, he just uses the shampoo of someone who is 11.
L'Oreal for kids. Strawberry smoothie I see in a bottle. Hateful shit.
I'm sorry if I was inappropriate.
Didn't seem like you meant it.
Yeah, that's just my natural tone.
Believing that you can pass off being a f***ing creepy dick by claiming to have resting dick voice. Oh, I know it's a thing, but it's not the get out of creep jail free thing you think it is, Adam.
I didn't know you were a Catholic.
Skip.
Is that a f***ing Vita bull?
It is, but don't worry. Newman might have been caught off guard by that initial superpowered poultry fustercluck earlier, but I'm sure she'll be able to deal with one solitary bull. Or perhaps not. Also, as we move into stage 2 of the petting zoopocalypse, I'm wondering why all the animals have the same powers. When humans get V'd, we see all kinds of variety, but all these sheep and chickens seem to be able to do is fly around and do herd murders. Look, I just want to see a chicken with a 20-foot long pecker. You can list all the logical reasons these no-name agents are here, but nothing will convince me that the primary reason was just so we have someone who isn't a main character that can fall foul of a farm-fresh bird murder. The flying sheep with enough strength to tear a bull to pieces are stopped by an old barn door. This is almost as bad as that tiny metal door stopping the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3.
Dr. Shaw was my top man at Bought R&D before he went behind my back and deflowered my daughter.
I mean, would you honestly have preferred he did it in front of your back?
Is the virus gone?
Yes, except for one dose.
So by yes, you actually meant, no, I have one dose left, or else this would be a very short episode with not nearly enough conflict.
So we injected into your dead buddy over here as bait, and then we put him outside to infect the crazy flying sheep.
Okay, putting aside the fact that this would be giving up your best shot at killing Homelander, how can you guarantee this will work? You have to bank on all the flying sheep taking a bite out of this dead guy with the anti-superhero virus in his bloodstream. Is a sentence I just said.
That's the only dose. I say we f***ing leg it.
And them could die, okay? Or Frenchie. I mean, you really don't care who you just throw to the wolves.
I get that Starlight is still on the fritz, but why are we not all looking at Kimiko? We've seen her be blown into chunky pieces and still be able to heal. Why are we sending her super strength and invulnerability out to end the Farmageddon? Also, do you have to use all of it? Like, can't you just save a tiny little splash so you can cook up some more?
Nothing is gonna happen to you.
Making promises you can't keep. Huey ends up being right in this scenario, but if Huey Sr. really wanted to kill Daphne, there's not much Huey could do to stop him.
You're my hero, Dad. Huey?
Huey discovers the cure for amnesia. Of course, the desperate and sincere appeal to the emotions of the person with brain damage is a cure that was discovered back in the earliest days of television, but he executed it perfectly.
Oh, God, wait. Oh, God, why am I don't know what's going on.
Simon Pegg's reaction after getting the script for episode 5 without realizing his character had even been in episodes 1 through 4 somehow makes it into the script.
There's something wrong with me. I can't stop it.
I f***ing love Simon Pegg's performance in this episode, but, and it's a big but, this is a rough f***ing end for Huey Sr. One of the few remaining characters of genuine innocence is now responsible, accidentally or otherwise, for the death of 2 random people. Way to f*** up the poor guy in his last moments. On the upside, Huey gets to kill his own dad and finally have a traumatic event to draw from to motivate his character. Just what he was missing. Did you not secure the back entrance? The collective IQ of the people in this room has to be somewhere over 9,000, and nobody thought to lock the back door or check they weren't bunking with any slaughter sheep. Deus Ex Vomina? Sorry if I'm a little sheepish on that one. Okay, fine. It was a bad joke. You love me.
The deal was a pardon for the virus. No virus, no deal.
Well, technically he did help you find the virus. It's not Stan's fault you had to use the single dose to escape. He held up his end of the bargain.
When the time comes, will you answer the call?
How will we know when the time comes?
Who the f*** are you? Yes, I know who this is because we sinned all of Gen V, but I seriously feel bad for anyone who didn't watch the spinoff and is now super confused at the appearance of 2 teens who've not been properly introduced. We don't even know what their powers are.
I committed murders. Plural.
There's a 1013 at the front desk.
Oh, cool. Now we have to waste an episode breaking Frenchie out of jail. That'll be super exciting and not at all contrived. Also, my multiple seconds of Googling suggest that a 1013 is actually the code for adverse weather conditions. Now, maybe the Boys-averse has its own separate system of codes, but it does get confusing when they choose to borrow things from our real world, like the NYPD or Des Moines or Will Ferrell.
How do you know this is even gonna work?
I have this French friend. He kind of taught me way too much about drugs.
I don't know why Huey thinks the nationality of the writer that gifted him with this knowledge is important. Also, Huey can't possibly know that this is going to work. His dad's a soup now, right? How does he know he won't just heal through it?
It's not gonna hurt.
It's also going to go completely uninterrupted, as if there isn't a room-to-room evacuation going on right now.
I love you so much.
Skip. Ouch. Oh, that Skip hurt me.
Now, see, that is classic Butcher.
Hold the up. Are we saying that Butcher managed to silently kidnap Shaw, cut his leg off, stop the bleeding, hide him somewhere where all those agents couldn't find him?
We scoured the property. We couldn't find Dr. Shaw.
Secretly plan an entire leg where it would be found.
We did find this.
And all while not being seen and dodging the sheepnado. A-Train could have recruited Doctor Who and still not pulled this off so perfectly.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
What's the last thing you remember?
I had a little debate with my instructor on the issue of relativistic physics and how it pertains to subspace travel.
Why are we doing a teen show anyway?
I like money.
I really kind of think that forgiving is important.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
They fly now? They fly now!
I've committed murders. Plural.